Hi, this is Redelivery of the Flipped Classroom seminar with Jamie Hall. My name is Brandy Parker. First, I'm going to talk about the 9 different models that you can use to start flipping your classroom. They start from the least invasive or disruptive to the most disruptive in your classroom. They're also from easiest to hardest. First, we have Model 1, which is simply putting online a hint to one homework problem or to several homework problems. First, this helps parents help their students. Reduces frustration for your students because when they go home to complete their homework, they may have not taken good notes, they may not have paid attention, or they may have paid attention, they just there's a certain spot where they get stuck, and a teacher creates a video giving a hint for students that is somewhere that he or she believes that students usually get stuck. So right here I have a longer version using the EduCreations site, but right here.
Hey guys, Miss Weiss here. I just wanted to give you a little hint on your homework. When doing Part A and writing the rules, I highly suggest that you make a table and a graph first so you can take a look at it, just like we did in class today. Look at the constant rate of change and see if that helps you out. Also, be careful, it is $75 to begin with, plus money per shirt. Okay? Hope that helps.
And as you can see here from this example, this teacher just used their cell phone. You could have another teacher video it for you. You can use a screencasting program, anything that you'd like. It doesn't have to be long. That one was 20 seconds or so, just giving the students a little bit of an idea or a little help where they may have trouble frequently. Model 2 is called OPS, Use Other People's Stuff. Now, some of this can be used to supplement your instruction, or as you'll see later in one of the other models, to help out your gifted and talented students. Some of the great examples that are the Khan Academy and Georgia Virtual are specifically aligned to Common Core standards. So you can find lots of ways. You can use any of these right here that have been listed, these to supplement your instruction. Any of these can be used without having to have any kind of teacher or student login. Although I think that Blend Space, the 4th one, is excellent if you are going to use it in your classroom to have the students log in. That way you can track their progress or what they have completed or what they haven't completed. Also, you see this last link down here, 100 Best YouTube Channels for Teachers. And yes, that is DET flipped. This is an excellent place to go to find where, with any subject, any of the core or elective subjects, channels that teachers have created that have lots and lots of videos for teachers. Model 3 is Remedial Teaching on Key Lessons. One thing that you can do, you can use these for, is to make these available for all to use anytime. Basically, you teach your lesson in class, and you also spend a little time after school teaching it one other time. You may use, as you see over here, this is an example of EduCreations, and I have an explanation of this down here. Basically, it's a whiteboard app that is for iPad, but there's also a web version. There is not an Android tablet or phone version yet, but that should be coming soon. Basically, this would be great for parents to help their students, great for absent students, and what you do is record yourself teaching the lesson, not during class, but record yourself teaching the lesson, then make it available for students to refer back to, or for them to be able to learn it for the first and second and third time if they happen to have been absent. So taking this lesson and putting it online for them to be able to refer back to or learn for the very first time. Model 4 is Enrichment Lessons for Gifted and Talented Students, and this is what I mentioned earlier. Use other people's stuff. It allows time, if you are giving these students enrichment lessons, because we all know we have multiple learning levels of students in classes. If you give them something to do, something to push them even further, then it allows for time for remediation with those students who haven't quite mastered your concepts yet. Also, it allows for small group interventions. Right here is a great educational YouTube channel. I highly recommend you going and looking at that channel. Anywhere from social studies, science, math, all kinds of different concepts. And the man who, Mr. Gray, who does that, he speaks very quickly but efficiently. There are excellent videos. You can get how to become a British monarch in under 2 minutes, and it's very interesting to watch. Model 5 is record certain lessons as you deliver them actually in the classroom. Now, so this is you give your normal lesson and you're recording yourself, whether that be with the smart recorder feature on your smartboard. Some teachers even have had very trustworthy students record them using their cell phone or the teacher's cell phone while the teacher is giving the lesson. You can also check out a flip cam from your media center, or use any kind of camera to record yourself during class. Using this, it can be another great tool for absent students. It helps when the students are doing their homework and possibly they don't remember what happened in class. Also for new students who may have transferred in late, new students, for them to catch up. And I also saw a great example, like the one down here at the bottom. One option was to record that lesson and actually play the lesson in class instead of teaching it. So basically that makes two of the teacher. One teacher, the teacher on the video is teaching, and the actual teacher can walk around and answer questions one-on-one or in group settings. So some teachers found that very helpful as well. Model 6 is to have everything going on normal in your classroom, teach your lessons like normal, give your homework like normal, but actually spend a little bit of time after school on your own recording or using screencasts. That's actually what I'm doing right here. It is record whatever you're doing on the screen and record your voice talking about or completing the solutions. I have an example down here of that, and a great one to use is EduCreations that I've mentioned previously. But basically you are completing one or a couple of their homework problems that they're supposed to do, and actually modeling the steps that the students need to take, so that the students, if they happen to get stuck or they don't remember a couple of the steps, they're able to watch that example and then complete their homework more efficiently at home. Model 7 is for students to create the videos about the lesson that you would have taught. So you may give a mini lesson and give them some of the basic information that they would need to know, but basically the students are recording themselves on video and they are teaching the lessons. While you give the students the guidelines, the length of the video, the requirements, whether or not they have to use a script, the students get to decide the key objectives, vocabulary, the bullet points, how they set up the video, whether or not they're going to use props, and a skit, how they're going to set this lesson up. It'd be a great way to use these as reviews and have them, you could use a program like VoiceThread, where the students must watch all videos and comment on them. This one right here is a video of a student who used PEMDAS, the order of operations, and actually put it to the Gangnam Style video, and it's very funny and helped the students to all remember it when the time for the test came. Model 8 is called Lectures Every Night, Higher Engagement Every Day. Now, it's a little excessive to say that you would record every single lesson and put it online and expect the students to watch a video every single night. But basically this is the traditional flipped classroom model. The teacher records their lessons and students watch them from home. They have the video as homework and are not actually answering questions or completing math problems or doing their science experiment. They are actually watching the video as the homework, so they are seeing the lecture at night from home. What this allows is that If the students watch the videos like they're supposed to and do their homework, they have higher order thinking activities in class. So they learn the lecture from home, and they actually can come into class the next day prepared, ready to actually do those project-based projects, or complete the math problems during class, where if they get stuck they can ask the teacher, and the teacher is more of a facilitator, making sure that the students have the concepts and they're mastering the concepts instead of actually spending the classroom time teaching the concepts. So this is what I've run into with some of my teachers. Frequently asked question, most important question, how will you make sure the students watch the videos? Well, that's very difficult. Some of the teachers who are currently flipping their classrooms said have a ticket into class. They have to answer a question to be able to get into class. Or, and I know that becomes a little bit of a problem because you got to get all your students in and use your class time wisely. But maybe students take notes while watching, take a grade for their notes. And then there's some examples. There's one example right there. And a teacher at Greenbrier Middle School, an 8th grade math teacher, Miss Evans, has gone through some of the process of flipping her math classroom. So she's recording herself after school and puts it up on using a program called Edmodo, and has the students watch the videos from home. And then they're able to do a lot more during class. So watch those 2 videos. They're excellent examples. Model 9 is called Mastery Learning. It's also called Flipped Mastery Learning, and it is the most difficult, mainly because students are learning different ways at one time all in the classroom. It gets a little hectic, but basically you have an idea of the concepts or the standards that you want your students to learn. You give them a rubric and give them the different ideas or the different ways that they are allowed to attempt to learn or master those standards. Provide a different variety of ways for them to learn the required content. And one thing that may trip you up a little bit is that some students may require that you provide more structure for them or give them just 2 choices versus maybe 4 choices.
This type of class is a combination of 2 ideas, the flipped classroom and mastery learning. The goal of the flipped classroom is to remove attention from the teacher and place it on the learner. Students will become more responsible for their own learning. The teacher works to guide the student learning, more like a learning coach, instead of standing in front of the room and delivering a lecture. So how does this work? First, I will make a video that delivers the information that's usually taught in class. The video will usually be 5 minutes or less. Then I will share it with you online. You can access the videos at any time using computers and mobile devices. You can even pause, rewind, and rewatch me as many times as you need. Often, you will need to take notes on the material as you watch it. I will teach you a variety of note-taking strategies this year. When you come to class the next day, you will do activities and labs that will reinforce and apply the information you watched the night before. I will circulate around the room, lead small group lessons, and help with labs, as well as work with each of you to check your understanding of the concepts and give you individual support and attention. I will be able to get to know you better and give you the individual help you need. This explains the flipped classroom. Mastery learning takes it a step farther. Because each class has a vast range of abilities, I cannot expect each student to learn the needed material at the same speed. The basic idea of mastery learning is for students to learn the needed objectives at their own pace. Instead of all students working on the same topics at the same time, they work at their own pace to master the content. Some students will achieve mastery the first time. Others will not. Mastery in my classroom is 80% or higher on summative assessments. Students who achieve mastery will move on to the next objective. Students who do not achieve mastery will require reteaching and retesting before they move on to the next objective. As you can see, the class will look very different than the traditional classroom. Students will be working on a variety of lessons, labs, and activities during a class period. This will take some getting used to, both for you
There are many more
and
examples and ideas of how to complete this on YouTube channels for teachers. Next, here are 5 questions to consider, but when you are creating your own videos. What are the objectives? What are the main important concepts that I want my students to learn? What is the best way to capture this lesson? And I'll go over a couple of the options on the next slide. Do I need a script, or can I just teach it in the normal way that I teach it whenever I'm teaching it in the classroom? How long will the video be? And is it required for all students to watch, or maybe is it just to reteach in case they did not get mastery? There are 5 keys for success when starting to flip your classroom. Number 1, don't flip everything. You are going to need to start small. There is no need in spending lots and lots of time trying to take every single lesson that you complete and flipping everything. Keep your videos very short. Remember, our students cannot sit for a 20 or 30-minute video like this one. Remember that they need very short lessons. So don't stop, just edit out your mistakes. Use materials you already have and practice, practice, practice. You're not going to be amazing on the very first try. Well, maybe you will, but it's going to take some practice to get used to doing this. Now, an excellent way to get started if you wanted to start making some of those videos that were going to be used to reteach information or remediation for your students would be to follow the FIZ method. This is basically a one-take video where you are using shower boards or panel boards that you can write on. Here is the video tutorial. It also gives you these 5 reasons of why you should use the FIZ method. By the way, FIZ is not really an acronym for anything. It's just the word FIZ, and that's how he likes to use it. It requires a deeper level of thinking on the part of the teacher, and utilizes the power of note-taking. Basically, these 2 right here are excellent, because one of the main reasons that it requires a deep level of thinking, because you are not using technology or PowerPoint to kind of hold you up. You are having to think about what are the main, most important concepts that I need my students to learn, and those are the ones that I'm going to focus on. Also, as your students are watching you take these notes, that gives modeling for your students to take the notes. Your video quality. You are not worrying about transitions or how you fade in and fade out. This is a one-take video. You are making sure that the point is to get your point across easy, short, to the point. And you are showing the students that it can be easy to do these kind of things without having to focus on the technology. So this idea is focusing more on content and not on the technology. Here is an example of the FIZ.
Today I'm going to teach you how to write a story, and I'm going to show you the title of my story. It's Ashley and Elizabeth, and I'm going to start the story. Ashley comes to Elizabeth's house. She wants to go into the woods to camp in the Smoky Mountains with her friend Elizabeth. Elizabeth and Ashley build a fire, roast marshmallows, and sleep in the woods. In the morning, Elizabeth and Ashley go home and play games. And these are capitals, and they go in the beginning of all the sentences, and periods go at the end of every sentence, and the blue is the beginning, and the red is the middle, and the green is the end. And these is a mountain with trees, and this is a tree, and this is the fire that we built. Thank you for watching this, and goodbye.
Here are some of the video creator options that are available. Currently, the one that I am using to make this program or this assignment is Screencast-O-Matic. Without even having to log in, it is an all online program and is simple and easy. If you want to pay for editing, then you can do it that way. There's also Camtasia, which is the one that's really highly talked about, and it's the one that you can add music and annotations. And if you're using a Mac, then one of the names you can use is ScreenFlow. We have Jing.com, which is just a recorder program. There is also one called Vocaroo.com. There's Screener and Educreations, which I have mentioned a lot. It is an iPad app, and there's also an internet web-based version. There's another one called Show Me that you can use with Educreations. And I'll let you read about Ask3. That one is also great, but it is only for an iPad app. They do not have a version for a web-based program. Not yet. Okay, so how are we going to store our videos and keep them up and available so our students can see them? So first we have YouTube, and I know we all really love YouTube, but it can be kind of scary sometimes because you have all of these different pop-ups or unrelated videos that pop up on the side. So one thing that you can do is create a teacher channel and create a playlist. One great thing is it is unlimited space, and there also is a webcam feature that you can record your live teaching if you want to. There's also Vimeo, and that is Vimeo.com. There are no ads before, during, or after your videos, and so that is an excellent plus for that one. You can password protect your videos, and it has a clean interface, and it's not as confusing as YouTube is possibly. And the free version, you can upload 26 gigabytes per year of video. One thing that I had a little trouble with Vimeo personally was that some of my videos were too large. The file size was too large, and it took a really long time to upload to Vimeo. YouTube, not so much. Schoology and Edmodo are learning management systems. Currently I use Edmodo, but lots of people have recommended using Schoology. And basically it's just a place where you can give students assignments, host your videos, store them there, put them up, and give the students the link or have them sign up for it. And it gives them the opportunity to be able to find all of your videos in one spot. So how are you going to point your students to your videos? So yes, you can store them on YouTube, but how are you going to get students to watch the videos? 3 questions to consider is, how will your students access the videos? So are they going to need to see them from our network at school? Are they going to need to have internet access? What video hosting sites are available? And some of those were the ones that I just said on the last slide. And what guidelines do I need to follow? So when I sign a student up for Edmodo, it's necessary that they be a certain age before they can sign up. Do I need parental permission? Those are some of the guidelines you need to make sure that you're paying attention to. 4 ways that students can access your videos. Some of these I have previously mentioned, but we have a YouTube playlist. These right here, you should definitely go to these example playlists, and they're all specifically education related and good examples. Schoology or Edmodo, I talked about that just a minute ago. Embed in your web page, and here this example is an example of my personal web page for my classroom, and I have embedded lots and lots of videos there so you can see how it would look. What I'm going to do for those students who don't have internet access at home, download it to a flash drive or a DVD, hand it to them, let them take it home and access it that way. Also, something that you should really consider checking out is internetessentials.com. Anywhere that Comcast can hook up internet access, offer a low-cost internet for students and families who qualify for free and reduced lunches through the federal program. So if you go to this site, you'll see that it's about $9.95 a month with no price increases. It also has a really good deal for a new computer. So it's really an excellent program. You should check out students and families who qualify for free and reduced lunches. Here are some other great resources that you should really check out. These over here are all about recording your voice, and they're excellent ones for your students to record their voices as well. This live binder is from CSRA RESA, and they have provided Common Core literacy resources, and many of these resources that I have used have come straight from this live binder. This link right here is where I have gone through a large number of those resources from this link, and I have actually made a Word document where I explained what they do and what they can be used for and what literacy standard they can accomplish. This is, if you're wondering how our Web 2.0 tools line up with our Bloom's taxonomy, right here, this is our Bloom's taxonomy, and some of the ones that we've talked about before, these are where they fall on that taxonomy. This right here is where I got this information from, so I know some of it's going to be very small and you can't see it. So if you click here, there's actually a large chart where they're listed out in much easier to see font size. So I hope you enjoyed. Thank you.